This is the way it was. There he stands, the young Galilean prophet, beside Pilate in the balcony of the Praetorium. In the night just past, he had suffered betrayal. He has been dragged from one tribunal to another. He has been insulted, slapped, and spit upon. He has been scourged, and his blood is soaking through the purple cloak that they've put on him. The long thorns of the crown of mockery are digging into his head, and his face is streaming with blood and spit. He stands.
Condemned? To death? What a senseless miscarriage of justice. Why should he die? He stands looking out over the crowd. What deep sorrow in his eyes. A silent look of love and forgiveness. I understand now. I am the reason you must die. Have mercy on me, Lord, and heal me by the merits of your love and obedience.
The second station. Jesus takes his cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you. This is the way it was. The Roman centurion gives his orders, and the legionnaires assigned to the task begin. They tear off the purple cloak which is stuck to Jesus' wounds. He shudders deeply. The blood begins to flow again. Two men come with the instrument of brutal Roman justice, the cross. As they place it on the shoulder of Jesus, he staggers under its weight and takes hold of the rough timber to steady the burden.
Jesus, in your love for sinners like me, you accept the cross and hold it passionately. Your time on earth was lived with love for mankind, and now you will go willingly to meet this hard death for love of me. And I, for love of self, I am concerned with my own comfort. I am self-absorbed with my warm and safe little world. All the while, my brothers and sisters are in pain, sick and starving without food, shelter, or clothing. Forgive me, Lord, and help me to embrace you by serving others.
The third station, Jesus falls the first time. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you. This is the way it was. It is a good thing the way to Golgotha is not long, or Jesus in his pitiful condition could die before he got there. His back and shoulders are a mass of raw wounds from the flogging, and with each slow and painful step, these wounds open still more. The rough wood of the cross bites deep into his flesh. He stumbles on the uneven paving, and without strength to regain his balance, he goes down on his knees in the filthy roadway under the weight of the cross.
You, my Lord and my God, in this bloody weakness and blur of pain, fall in the muck and garbage of the road, ransom me from my own filth. How often have I muddied my mind with unclean thoughts, obscene books, and dirty movies? How many times have I desecrated this body of mine, which you made clean and sacred, intended for your service? It is I that deserves to fall. Out of the depths I cry to you. O Lord, rescue me from the eternal fires of hell. Save me, my God, save me.
In the fourth station, Jesus meets his mother. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. The soldiers keep the crowd pressed back against the walls of the buildings along the way. Not all the crowd are curious followers of public executions. Surely some are friends and secret sympathizers, silent out of fear of the chief priests and their spies.
But now a woman steps out into the way, a woman of the poorer class in her mid-40s, a woman of such sweet dignity and such modest loveliness, even in her terrible grief. It is no wonder that the centurions pause for her to greet the prisoner. The rumors go through the crowd. She is his mother.
The fifth station. Simon is made to help Jesus. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. We are at the gate of the city now. The procession is moving more slowly. Each step that Jesus takes calls for an agonizing effort. Straining the battered muscles, wounding and cutting the bleeding feet, Jesus staggers. Afraid that he will lose his prisoner to death before he can be executed, the centurion looks for someone nearby to assist the condemned with the heavy cross. The guard points to a man and shouts for him to come forward. The people are saying the fellow's name is Simon.
I recognize Simon's resentment when he is forced to help.
He's just a curious bystander that would rather not get mixed up with a stranger. I too, Lord, turn the other way when things get rough. If some guy gets in trouble, that's just too bad that he wasn't smart. It's not my problem. Help me to realize that all of my efforts to assist others are a reflection of the way I can serve you. Give me the look you are giving Simon, so I may see you in the eyes of my brothers and sisters.
The sixth station, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. The day is getting warmer, and the effort to move on is becoming difficult. The salty sweat stings the open cuts and runs into the eyes of the bloody, dirty face of the condemned man. Suddenly, another woman of courage comes forward from the crowd. She steps in front of Jesus, ignoring warning command of the centurion and the foul language of the guards. With great tenderness, she takes a cloth and wipes the blood, sweat, and dirt from the prisoner's face. The soldiers shove her out of the way, and the procession continues. The woman is kneeling in the dust at the side of the road, holding up her handkerchief in wonder. Miraculously, imprinted on the linen, is the sorrowful face of the man she just comforted.
Consider the courage of that persistent little woman, with her compassionate eyes and her gentle hands. Her intention was to ease the pain of someone in need. But when she gets home, what will the neighbors say? A friend of a criminal can't live on their block. They are respectable people. They'll make it rough for her, but she won't care. She loves you enough, Lord, to be loyal, no matter how tough things get. Not like me. Jesus, my God, forgive me for being a moral coward. In your compassion, give me the courage to stand with you, to give you my loyalty in all things.
The seventh station, Jesus falls the second time. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. How slowly we must go now. The prisoner is so weakened that each moment seems impossible for him to take another step. The guards urge him on, but they are less brutal about it now. They are more afraid that he will die on the way. The curious crowd presses as close as they dare. Now, as the weak and bloody figure pauses and sways, there is an audible gasp from the mob. His strength fading fast, the prisoner goes down on his knees. The stinking breath of the crowd issues forth in a long sigh as they push and jostle for a better view. Two soldiers get him to his feet again. He straightens, takes a deep breath, squares his battered shoulders to move on.
Lord, is the terrible pain you suffer in these falls the way you bear the cost of my vanity and my self-claimed glory? I strut through my proud world, taking credit on all sides for the things I have. My money, my popularity, my possessions, my comfortable home, my friends. I am the center of it all. Everything revolves around me. Lord, teach me by your weakness and falling how helpless a creature I am. I must depend on you for all the goodness in my life.
The eighth station, Jesus speaks to the women of Jerusalem. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. The prisoner had almost reached the place for crucifixion. A little cluster of women approaches, weeping and beating their breasts in lamentation. Jesus pauses to speak to them. Where is he getting the strength? This man's will is something unbelievable. What is he saying? He calls them daughters of Jerusalem and tells them to weep for themselves and their children, not for him. He is bone weary indeed, half dead from his excruciating ordeal, and yet he is still responsive to the sorrows and needs of others.
You speak to me, Lord, as you spoke to the weeping woman. You're telling me to pick up my cross and follow you.
The ninth station, Jesus falls for the third time. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. We have finally reached the foot of the hill of Golgotha. Some people have hurried ahead to get the best perches among the rocks to see the final agony. They are no better than the vultures circling overhead, waiting for the mangled, tortured bodies to twitch into final stillness. Jesus begins the painful move to the top of the hill. 2 guards haul him along by means of long ropes, but this is not enough. He falls again, this time full length, his face pressed into the dirt and dust of the road. Will he be able to get up this time? The soldiers lift the sagging, broken prisoner to his feet. They say that this was the body of a perfect man. Well, maybe, but no more. No more.
In your weakness, my Christ, you teach me to be strong, how I need your strength to sustain me. I get so tired of the struggle, trying to keep my promises, trying to be honest in a cutthroat world, trying to volunteer when it seems no one else is interested, trying to do the right thing. It seems as though I pour all my effort into making one step forward along the road with you, Jesus, only to discover that I have slipped back 2 steps while I wasn't looking. How I've been tempted to forget the whole thing and just drift with the crowd. And then you look at me, and I know I can't quit. Where else is there to go? Apart from you, I am nothing. Keep me strong, Lord. Please keep me strong.
The 10th station. Jesus is stripped of his clothes. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you. Because of your holy cross, you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. In spite of his terrible weakness and the dizziness that goes with excessive loss of blood, Jesus has reached the summit of the hill. This is the beginning of the end. The soldiers are in a hurry to finish now, and they handle him brutally. The guards find it strange that the prisoner has not fainted at the sharp pain, which must be sweeping over him like fire. Crucifixion is a common punishment in these times. It is intended to be a degrading and humiliating experience. The prisoner must first be stripped of his garments, which have stuck to his wounds, the way a bandage will stick to a sore. But almost the whole surface of his body is a wound, especially his back, which has been pressed together with the fabric from the weight of the cross. He stands, stripped and clothed only in his own blood. Lord, you stand alone, stripped of everything for my sake. Your friends have run away, your honor and your reputation have been made a laughingstock, and now even your clothes are torn off your body. Exposed to agony and shame, you seem to have nothing. Do you accept all this, my Lord and God, to make up for my sins? My God, forgive me for this pain I've placed upon you.
The 11th station. Jesus is nailed to the cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. The guards laid Jesus on the rough, splintered wood of the cross to begin the crucifixion. Large iron spikes are placed in each battered hand, one at a time. With initial contact of the great hammer, the spike drives deep into the wood. Several more blows penetrate the hands and then the feet to secure the victim. Amazingly, Jesus has not cried out, but his face is so contorted that it is terrible to look at.
The 12th station. Jesus dies on the cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. Please kneel. This is the way it was. It is around noon when they lift him up. His body is in agony, and a terrible thirst begins. He refuses the sour wine offered in a sponge. Cramping in the muscles begins, and his biceps become strained and distended. His fingers grotesquely angled. His face turns blue as he gasps for air and strains to swallow.
We thought it was the end, but no. With a superhuman effort, he lifts his body by pressing against the nails through his feet. Surprisingly, he finds the strength to speak, praying forgiveness for his executioners. His mother has been standing by his cross from the first, and he knows it. He gives her into the care of the only disciple to stand there with her. The sky has darkened and the air hangs heavy. The crowd is silent and uneasy. And now, with a final struggle, he cries out, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit."
The 13th station. Jesus is taken down from the cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world. This is the way it was. It is over. The sky is blacker than ever, and the very ground shudders. The rocks crack. The guard looks around in wonder at these signs, and he declares, "Truly this was the Son of God."
Another soldier comes to plunge his lance into the man's side to assure that he is dead. A few of Jesus' followers have come to take him down and lay him in the arms of his mother. Joseph of Arimathea has come to Pilate to request the body.
The 14th station. Jesus is laid in the tomb. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you. This is the way it was. Joseph of Arimathea returns quickly with the governor's permission to remove the body of Jesus. He brings with him a very beautiful, very large white shroud.
With him is Nicodemus, who is bringing myrrh and aloes for the wrapping of the body. With every sign of reverence, they place Jesus' body in the tomb. A large stone is rolled into place to seal off the tomb. Now they are all going away, and this resting place is left empty and silent.
The 15th station, the resurrection. As the black night gives way before the gray force of dawn, the miracle of new life is recorded.
In the brightness of the sun, awareness grips the mind. The tomb is empty, and the God-man again walks the face of this earth.
The suffering, the hardships, the tortures of his life are now swallowed in the glory of resurrection. Christ is risen, and the renewed hope of the world cries out.